it about the second half of games that just makes you, I don't know, explode? Do you just always seem to have energy in the second half that's maybe more than the first half? Is there a confidence you get when you keep playing?
I think I just want to win. So, like, it may look like that. I don't know if that's a compliment or not. Because I should bring the same energy for 40 minutes. So I try to bring the same energy for 40 minutes. But maybe it's just a different perspective for you because it's go time.
And Kayla, when you see her starting to go off like that in the third quarter, like, what confidence does that bring you guys?
I always have confidence in Courtney. But I think that when she changes her pace, between her and T, actually, like their pace, it's a 40-minute game, you know? So when we're able to have spurts of that and transition, her getting to her pull-up, you know, things like that, it gives us energy, you know, as a group when we get out in transition, and that's where, you know, that's our bread and butter. And so when she's out there hooping and confident, it's contagious. And so, you know, it just becomes a lot of fun out there playing the game within the game.
When Cheryl was in here, she was talking about the conversation that you guys had collectively as a team about how to turn your defense up a couple notches there in the second half. Just what was that conversation like? Courtney, she said that you had a big voice in just trying to figure out what adjustments you guys had to make there in the second half to slow down Phoenix.
Yeah, I mean, I think when you got players that's going off, you got to come in at halftime and throw out ideas and throw out different things. So I think we do a good job of just adjusting, and it worked.
For both of you, talking about that halftime conversation, you know, Cheryl described it as collaborative, said all of you guys were sharing ideas. Like, what does it mean that she gives you guys the space to do that rather than kind of just pulling you in and yelling at you guys to get it in gear?
Yeah, Cheryl's great at like getting to the next play. Like even in our huddles, she might, you know, be very like upset about something, but she's like, all right, and get into the next play, and that helps us because the game is like ebbs and flows, you know, and we understand that. So we've been through a lot of adverse situations in the last 2 years together, and so we always know it's a team effort. And I think in those moments when we need to brainstorm or whatever, it's never we're all on islands. We're doing it together, and that's really what it is. We're just trying to problem solve and do whatever it takes to win, and that's what that halftime. It was just another example of that in our halftime conversation.
For either of you, Masha came in the fourth quarter, seemed to get her hands on everything that Phoenix was trying to do, especially since she hadn't been getting a ton of minutes. You know, how big was that performance from her to stay ready and come in and help you guys in a tough spot in that fourth?
I mean, it was huge, man. If you would have heard us in the locker room when we gave a shout out to Mosh, we always turned for her because we know what she could do, man. She know what she can do out there, and we believe in everything that she can do. So she was definitely a game changer for us. Like you said, when you sit in most of the game and you got to come in and make that instant impact, you just got to be mentally strong, and that's exactly what she is. And she came in and did her thing.
Yeah, I mean, 8 minutes plus 14. That's huge. That's the difference between winning and losing. And I think in the playoffs, in any game, really, when you can have your bench or somebody from your bench give you any type of energy, you know, because we exert so much energy throughout the game. It's such a momentum builder. And so I was really proud of Mosh. You know, it's hard coming off the bench and, you know, playing only 8 minutes and things like that. But she really gave us a jolt towards the end. And it's just nice knowing that we're built that way and we can have anybody step up at any time.
I think there to start the fourth, BC gives y'all the first lead of the night and then kicks it out to you for a three, Kayla. And so, I mean, I was just curious, like, what do you between last game and this game, I mean, what has she brought to the team in these kind of clutch minutes, making an impact there?
I mean, she's just doing what she does. I think it's a little bit of everything. You'll see her on one of the best players, and you'll see her make big shots. And I think today she was able to get in the paint and kind of create for others, create for herself. I thought she hit a big one into the shot clock. And she just wants to win, too. You know, she's competitive, and she's just willing to do whatever she needs to do and patch things up, kind of like the glue for us. And we understand that. She's just steady and hits a lot of big shots. And it just makes the right play each and every time she's out there. So we know, especially as a starting group, that she's just going to be that glue for us.
Yeah, this is for either one of you. A couple of weeks ago after a game, Fee was in here talking about one of the things that you guys needed to work on down the stretch, and she mentioned rebounding. I mean, you look at what you guys did today, particularly off the offensive board. How did and the team effort too? I mean, every starter had at least 6 rebounds. How do you collectively do that?
Energy, effort, right? Like rebounding is all about your energy and your effort. we understand it's the playoffs, man, so we don't want to lose because of 50-50 balls or rebounds. So I think you take pride in that, and I think we all take pride in that. You can't see your teammates out there crashing and you just standing. That ain't no good look. So I think we all take pride in it.
Yeah, and it's just a possessions game too. When you're in a series, you just value possessions so much more. And I think Cheryl has really called on us too as guards to make sure we're getting in there and things like that. I know she did for me. She sent me a whole statistic on my rebounding. So there was a lot of red on there. So I figured I should kind of step up at some point. And so just want to be that person that's doing everything that your team needs you to do, and that includes rebounding, not just three. So that's all.
Courtney, 5 steals tonight, 3 of those in the third quarter. I was just interviewing a fan in the corridor there. They said, "Court runs the court." So trademark that if you want to.
Trademark.
But just what's going through your head in those moments when you're getting steal after steal? Like, are you looking at it as just like a moment of opportunity, or is this something that you intentionally think of, like, I'm going for the steal at any moment I can get?
Nah, honestly, it's just my natural reaction. I just follow my instinct. So if I see a moment, just instinctually I go. Sometimes it don't always work out, but it worked out tonight. So, yeah, it's just an instinctual thing. It's not really something I think about.
This is to either of you. Cheryl has talked, pregame and postgame now about kind of AT, the drag screen where they have the guard come up and set the pick to get a switch. Just how hard is that to defend when you're getting switched onto AT and she has that head of steam?
I mean, AT's a great player, and she's continuously shown that throughout her career. So you just want to, when you're playing against great players, you know that they're going to be able to get part of what they do well, what they do great, why they're all, she's in the MVP conversation and things like that. And so you just got to keep fighting, you stay competitive, and you do what you can. You know what I'm saying? Like it's the game within the game, and it's about our competitive edge too. I think too. For us, just limiting AT as best as we can. That's it. Great players are still going to do their thing.
And Court, you've talked about it quite a bit this year and last year of just your relationship with Cheryl. But can you just expand on that a little bit about the trust that goes in between you two, where you are kind of spearheading those plays, the decisions at halftime and mixing up coverages?
I mean, I think, that's my dog. So I feel like we have a very genuine, very real relationship. Sometimes we butt heads, but it's like your family, right? Like, you always figure it out. And that's what we do. So that's my dog. Believe it.